another letter to Max. That I'll never send. At least Journal Max won't abandon me the way real Max did.
Okay, so...
It's so painful.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Okay, we definitely read that one. So I think it's Evil Shakespeare.
Me in my English class this semester.
With all this Shakespeare shit going on, I thought I'd write you a sonnet. Then I realised that rhyming is hard and nothing really rhymes with Rachel. Which seems fitting, given that I've never actually met anyone like Rachel before.
Gay.
With Rachel, everything is a game of some kind. I had to use my breaking and entering skills to get this viewfinder working just so we could spy on peeps at the park. Rachel was hilarious making up dialogue for them. I actually held my own mocking some tight shorts wearing speedwalker. After we watched some old couple suck face, Rachel decided it was high time we unsobered ourselves. So we hatched a plan to steal wine from these yuppie picnickers, and since it's Rachel, the plan involved elaborate acting and more improv on my part. My acting fell short this time. Thankfully I can still snatch and run with the best of them. Our hard-earned wine in tow, we journeyed forth in search of more fun and games. Chloe the unsober.
Unsobered ourselves. I love that.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't. First off, was your money on Chloe blows this and goes back to having no friends again? I hope so. How did I fuck it up? One moment I'm having the day of my life. The next moment I'm awkwardly confessing feelings for her, like some dork asking the head cheerleader to the prom. Then she blew me off, because of course she did. But wait, that's not all, because as soon as Rachel leaves, I find a car. My dead dad's fucking car. This twisted, shattered, ugly reminder of what used to be my life. So I smashed it up, obviously. And then I passed out and had a dream where my dad told me to find Rachel back at the park and Rachel set herself on fire. But enough about me. How was your day? Chloe, the twisted, shattered, and ugly.
Oh my god. We almost forgot about bingo.
Ah! The camera is magically closer now.
Oh yeah.
It's fine. Did you just forget the camera was on the chair?
Yep. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
We're back and we have bingo.
So you know how, last time I was saying, like, is there a way for me to not smash up her dad's car?
Mm.
And you were like, no, you just have to do that.
Was I wrong?
No, but I was talking to Josh about it, and he was like, yeah, there is a way. You just turn the game off and you leave, and you never come back. And I was like, no!
I'm dead.
You just turn off the PS4 and leave.
That's it. You're just like, you know what? I'm done.
When did you decide you were done with me? I mean, how did you know it was time to move on? I asked because Rachel and I have decided we're done with this shit town. We've had it. It's bye-bye Bay.
Us at the end of Life is Strange 1.
Yeah. But instead of just ghosting it like someone I know, we're gonna leave a trail of destruction in our wake. For Rachel, that means burning a fucking forest down. I know, crazy. But guess what? I'm pretty crazy too. In not unrelated news, I finally got my ass suspended from Blackwell. And Rachel got booted from her play, which strangely sucks even worse. I should probably be more upset about being a high school dropout, but I'm not. It's just another chapter of fuckery in the story of my life. So yeah, burning bridges, literally and academically. That's how you make an exit woman. Chloe, the exit wounder.
That little ghost drawing has Max's Jane Doe shirt on.
Yeah.
It's interesting that some of these drawings seem to be like, it's like calling back to the first game, but this is a prequel.
Yeah.
So...
What does it mean? What does it mean?
The time fuckery. I like the little ghosty.
It's cute.
James and Rose. This is new. What is that? Head with wiggles.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay. Looks like an elastic band ball
Yeah.
on Principal Wells's head.
It kind of does. I like it. I can't tell what it is, but it's
Yeah.
a cool drawing.
You can't trust normal people. Just ask Rachel. Her dad seems like the most normal guy on the planet, but he also turns out to be a cheating dickwad. Come to think of it, maybe that is normal? What sucks is that Rachel and her parents actually seemed to get along really well before. James is the new district attorney in Arcadia Bay, which is the reason Rachel's family moved up here from Orange County. Despite his job, James doesn't act like an uptight law enforcer all the time, unlike some wannabe father figures I know.
That's an interesting parallel.
Yeah. Rose, Rachel's mum, also seems pretty decent. She certainly really loves Rachel and James. Poor lady. Whatever happens with Rachel's family, it still seems like she really does love her parents. And maybe that's all that matters? I'd certainly rather have a cheating dickwad dad than a dead one. It's reminding me how to play the game.
Well, we love to see that, right?
It is good, but part of it is just like, you've been reading the journal for too long. Press L to walk.
Max would have loved this shit.
Blackwell Academy, the future needs excellence. Because of a generous grant from the Prescott Foundation, Blackwell will be offering several new courses next fall designed to nurture the artistic gifts of its students. Art 101, Visual Concepts. Art 102, Intro to Composition. Art 103, Intro to Ceramics. Ooh, ceramics. Art 201, Intermediate Photoshop. Art 202, Intro to Character Modeling and Animation. Art 301, Photography. Art 302, Independent Study, by invitation only. Is that... Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Dark room.
Oh my... I didn't even clock that. Independent study,
yeah,
you drugging girl.
By invitation only, funded by the Prescotts, and presumably hiring McDickface, whose name I can't remember.
Mr. Jefferson?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Special thanks to Caroline Prescott.
Besides from Art 302, drugging women, that that list of that program actually looks pretty cool.
Ceramics. So many people I know who have done a foundation course in art get to do a module in ceramics, and I'm like, I forget that is a career that people can go into. It's just fucking designing and making pots and plates and shit. Someone designed the Weatherspoons plates. That's someone's job. They made the best plates ever. Did they? The amount of people I know who have nicked plates from Weatherspoons.
Well, who doesn't nick stuff from Weatherspoons? It's like a rite of passage into adulthood.
Yeah.
But, what was I even going to say? Yeah, if we... if the school wasn't super expensive and bougie, if in general we didn't have to pay for education, I would, love to just take a bunch of classes on, photography and animation and shit like that.
Yeah, the character modelling and animation seems interesting.
I would love to take that.
That's a good, class to take if you're looking to get into game design as well.
Yeah. I have... Because I'm graduating, finally, this year, I do, I have so much other things that I want to, learn and study, and I was like, ooh, I could do a master's, or, ooh, I could get into, coding and stuff like that, because I am interested in learning more about, how to make games. But then I'm like, education costs money.
Maybe we should try and get sponsored by Skillshare. And then we can get free classes on stuff.
Drop us a line.
I guess this fire is no joke. Still can't believe Rachel started it.
High alert. Due to a forest fire in the area, Arcadia Bay is on high fire safety alert. Know your role. 1. Respond to fire alarms immediately and in orderly fashion. 2. Review your emergency exit locations in school and at home. 3. Discuss emergency protocol with your parents or guardians. Do your part to help keep Arcadia Bay safe.
Cool. Elliot. Pothole.
Maybe they'll use my scholarship money to finally fix this pothole.
Well, no, they clearly have priorities for their funding.
Yeah. Drugging women.
top priority.
Brings Chloe Price to school on a Saturday morning. Nothing good, I bet.
I, was suspended.
Wait, really? Holy shit!
I know. I'm surprised it took this long, too.
Do you want a hug?
I don't know. Do I want a hug?
I mean, what are your thoughts, feelings about why you may not want a hug?
Well, just because of how Chloe is as a person, I don't think she's really a hugger. Elliot seems nice. I am just concerned he's trying to get in her pants.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what his motivation is, isn't it?
Yeah, at first I was like, he seemed pretty okay, but when we then did that extra reading and found out that the reason that he's trying to make this like a thing is because they like hooked up a couple times, and now he's like, maybe we can turn this into a relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want that, but also, I personally would like a hug.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like a friendly hug in this situation is something that I personally wouldn't oppose, but because I don't like trust Elliot, it like, and to be clear, that's not even a thing of saying that he doesn't seem nice. It's just like trust is something completely different, right? And,
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I can't get a read on him.
Yeah, he's so like basic, not in the like judgmental way, but in a way that you like, I don't know what his personality is because he looks like a cookie cutter.
Yeah, and I think that like I personally find it uncomfortable when I like can't get a read on someone, which I know is probably slightly ironic because I know that I have like walls built up to like the wazoo and I don't like, I have trust issues, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
Let's
Yeah.
not make a
In
big
comparison to
deal out of
Warren,
Yeah,
who
Oh.
you
was-
fully know what he's trying
Right.
to do.
Yeah, it
like
sucks for
Warren
Rachel,
is like a
too.
jerk, but
She was
you
kicked
know
out
what
of the
he's
play
about.
because
You
of
know
that.
what I mean?
She'll live.
Harsh, man. Anyway, what are you doing here?
I thought I should come early to grab tickets. For the Tempest? You said we might see it together.
Ah, right. Good call.
Did you get my text? About hanging out afterwards?
I don't think she wants to go see Victoria Chase in a play. Like, no. Fuck off.
Sorry, Elliot, but I'm probably gonna hang out with Rachel. She might be pretty bummed about missing the
Yeah,
show.
that's valid.
Oh yeah. I guess that makes sense.
I better go. My mom is waiting to stick her attack mustache on me. Her boyfriend. Don't worry about it. See you around, Elliot.
Yeah. Later.
Goes back to playing Angry Birds.
Yeah, I don't know why he's just like waiting around his car instead of. Unless he got there too early to get to. Which, you know what? That's relatable. I always get way too early to everything.
About damn time.
David, please.
Here we go.
Hello. Cutscene time. From Blockhead.
Chloe, your mother and I have been talking.
I saw someone doing like a comparison image meme of like Chris Evans, is it, who plays Captain America?
My baby.
Well, there's like a photo of him with literally this exact like the mustache and the like square haircut.
Oh no.
I'll send it to you earlier.
Please.
And I'll put it on screen for every.
Can we do this later? I don't think I can handle another fight right now.
And who do you expect to handle things for you? Your mother?
I don't need a conversation. Not with Sergeant Asshat here. I just need some space.
Do not use that language with your mother.
She's the way she's just being like silent.
Yeah, like Joyce can stand up for herself.
Or what, David? What will you do?
Oh yeah, that photo. I fucking
You
hate
do
that
not
photo.
want to
No!
Maybe if you try listening to me.
He doesn't
instead
suit
of
the mustache
fighting
and
me
no
about
beard look.
everything, you
Chris
might
Evans.
actually
Yeah.
learn a thing or two.
What? Like how to have no job? Or how to be a soldier?
I mean, I don't
Soldiers
think you
put
should make fun
family
of him
and
being
future above
unemployed.
self
No.
and now. Getting kicked out of school? That's what losers do.
Calling
You have
your
a
future
scholarship, Chloe. Do you know
stepdaughter
what
a
that
loser.
means? What kind of opportunity you gave up? Do you want to work at the diner?
There's nothing wrong with waiting tables, Mom.
Yeah, fully.
Chloe, I'm proud to wait tables because it means you can be whatever you want to be.
But I
what is
can't
that, Chloe?
because of
What do you
capitalism.
want?
Maybe... I don't know yet.
Maybe you've had long enough to figure it out.
I'm 16. She's 16.
Right now, what I need
Yeah.
most of all is for the two of you to start getting along.
Like the
Chloe, I
the
care
one
about
thing I appreciate
Joyce
about the American
very
education
much.
system is that
I'm
when you go
willing
to college,
forgive you for the
you still get to sort of do a bit of everything.
incident
Yeah.
yesterday.
It
Yeah.
gives you a bit more time to decide.
If you
Yeah, here it's
improve
very much
your
like you have to
attitude
decide
going
now.
forward.
Yeah.
Incident? What incident?
Chloe was incredibly out of line.
You were incredibly
She
out of line.
Insulted me. Swore at me. But with an apology, I'm willing to start over.
Are you still going to date my mom?
I love that you
Of
didn't even think about it.
course.
I love
And
that.
will you still be coming to our house?
I plan to.
Then I say, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
what I
literally,
thought.
it's Joyce is not seeing it as hers and
From
Chloe's
now
home.
on, I will be
She's
assisting
like, this
your
is my
mother in a
home,
few
and
and,
I'm
and you
letting-
just live here.
Making
And I'm
sure that
letting
you
this
are no
person into
longer
it when it's like,
abusing drugs or
no.
alcohol.
Chloe doesn't have to decide
Mom.
what she wants to do at this age.
Chloe, I'd like you to empty your pockets and place all your belongings on the trunk of the car.
Excuse
What
me?
the fuck?
You are not a police
If we are
officer.
going to start over, we have to know that you are not abusing drugs. If you're not, you should be eager for the chance to prove it.
Fucking hell.
Mom, you can't be serious.
David and I have discussed it, and we feel this is the only way for us all to have
Yeah,
a
to
fresh
treat your
start.
daughter like a criminal and like bring
Let's
like a
go,
literal
Chloe.
cop into your
Quit
home. Yeah,
stalling.
that's the solution.
If you want her to stop smoking weed, then fucking get her some therapy.
Yeah, I mean, I
Although financial burdens, I guess, but like at least consider the fact, like why she's smoking weed,
yeah, exactly.
other than just being like, oh, she's doing it to rebel.
Yeah, the
End.
whole treatment of I mean, it even comes back to, you know, when you meet Joyce for the first time in episode 2 of Life is Strange.
In the diner.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, Chloe, she doesn't want to move on. She just like does all of this stuff because she's acting out and she's a teenager and she's like making trouble. And it's like, no, your kid is traumatized. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Like, I think at this point she just kind of doesn't want to see it,
Yeah.
because like surely at that point you would think, okay, my very smart daughter is going down this path after the death of her father, and she's smoking weed. Is this just teenage rebellion, or is there something else going on there? And a lot of teenage rebellion is linked to other things.
Yeah.
It's just become a stereotype, so people don't have to care about the problems of their children anymore.
Yeah, big agree. I think it's so true that, like, that whole culture... I feel like we've normalized culturally that it's just natural for teenagers to act out, and then we, like, collectively, like, dismiss that as, you know, that's just, like, a phase the teenagers go... And it's, like,
Yeah.
so that we don't have to confront, like, the way that, you know, I think that we normalize parents treating children of, like, disciplining them and stuff, which is bad, and B, so that we don't have to actually engage with what young people say or engage with them as like people with their own agency. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like their experiences, and then also how parents' behavior and parents' attitudes play into that,
Yeah.
and like exacerbate it. Because like as a teenager, I was like moody and spent a lot of time in my room, and that was just dismissed as like being a teenager. But like some of it was my parents not listening to or caring about my niche interests, and the other half of it was me being depressed.
Yeah.
And it's like both of those things are not just, oh, you're being moody because you're a teenager. They both have root causes, one of them medical and one of them like not being given the time and like space to express the things that I enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like the dismissing teenagers' behavior is just like it's hormones, it's a phase, it's just being a teenager, which is interesting of itself. Like it allows parents to not take responsibility for doing things that hurt their children, and it completely takes agency away from teenagers and children. Like, I think that it's really weird with teenagers, isn't it? Because people kind of like act like they have enough agency to be criminals,
Yeah.
but not enough agency to like
Understand their own body.
their own body or like everything that's going on around them. And you know, like you said, Chloe is clearly like a highly intelligent person who understands like the world around her and the reasons why she's going what she's going through. I think like it's clear to me that she understands that she's being profiled because of like classism.
Yeah, and Rachel also understood it too.
Yeah.
And she's also like portrayed as this like top student, so she's like traditionally academically intelligent.
Yeah.
But because she doesn't do all these like supposedly bad things that Chloe does, she's treated differently.
Yeah. And like we read in the journal last episode, Chloe understands what she's doing in terms of drug use as self-medicating.
Yeah, she mentions it in those terms about 3 times.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely like a interesting dynamic of like how the first game sets up the way that she treats or regards physically disabled people as frankly disableist, like when she like takes up the disabled parking spaces and she is happy to kind of like take the disabled students fund, even though there's like obviously the game's like, can you guys shut up?
Yeah.
Even though there's obviously the factors of like, is that money actually for disabled students and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The first game sets up a really interesting dynamic where like she is very like genuinely like disrespectful and blasé about physically disabled people. Like it's disableist, but she's a disabled person herself, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that she fully that's Chippy's toy. What was I even saying? Squeak squeak.
I don't think she sees
Squeak, squeak.
sees herself in the same like category as physically disabled people.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that like it becomes increasingly evident to me every day that if mentally ill and neurodivergent people don't understand ourselves as disabled, that we're massively missing a trick.
Yeah.
Like politically, guys.
Definitely. Especially with the amount of overlap as well. Like even without the overlap, it's like there are so many things that people with all sorts of disabilities have in common, even if the disabilities themselves are wildly different.
Yeah, I guess it's a similar logic of like, obviously, every disabled person has different experiences because they have different impairments, right? And they navigate the world differently, and also like intersectionality and stuff. But the like uniting factor is like a political understanding of our oppression.
Yeah, and about how it's the same forces of like capitalism and ableism and disableism from a systemic point that is affecting all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that increasingly like takes on mental health is just so bad because people don't, you know, want to see it as a disability and like understand and organize in that way, which prevents exactly, you're exactly right, it like prevents you from understanding the systemic factors that oppress like mentally ill people.
Yeah, it's why like working in student politics I get so mad when I see universities and even students' unions being like, we're doing a well-being thing about like mental health stuff, but we're making this a very separate issue to like accessibility and disabled students' rights, and it's like, it's the same thing.
It's the same, yeah, absolutely.
They just don't want to say that it's the same thing, because if you acknowledge people with mental health difficulties, whether they are temporary or permanent mental health issues, because obviously some people go through periods of depression that aren't like chronic, they're like, well, if we include that group of people in the disabled people's group, then that minority becomes even bigger, and then they have more power,
and then they're threatening.
Yeah.
It's also so telling of how people I think people really do see disabled as like a dirty word.
Yeah, it's a lot of like respectability politics of like, if you're like
Differently able.
Oh god. I'm gonna link the talk that I hosted yesterday our time, but probably 6 months ago in video time, with Kate O'Reilly, because there was some really interesting stuff about how all disabled people need to sort of come together to fight the common oppressor, and about how differently abled is not a good term at all.
I hate it so much. So
Yeah.
triggering.
And in Crep Camp as well, they were talking about how, like, back in, like, the 60s and 70s, there was a hierarchy within wheelchair users of, like, people who were in wheelchairs because they'd had polio were, like, at the top, but people with cerebral palsy were, like, at the bottom of the pile. And it's big,
What do you mean by hierarchy?
like, respectability hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people with polio, like, their legs just stopped working because of polio, but like from the waist up they can present as able-bodied, but cerebral palsy affects your entire body and the way you speak, and so even though they're both wheelchair users, one is more acceptable than the other. And there's a couple in the documentary who both have cerebral palsy who get married, and they met at camp and like were activists together, and they get married, and the guy said that his mum said to him, I understand why you would want to be in a relationship with another disabled person, but why couldn't you have found a nice polio girl?
I'm screaming.
And this was in, like, the early 70s in America.
Okay,
I'm refusing.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to, like, go off into a whole other tangent about, like, criminalization of disabled people, but we have talked for a while now. So, yeah, we'll drop links, put things on screen, including the video where we talk about disability politics in the first game.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I feel like maybe an exploration of this game would be interesting at some point from that perspective. But, yeah, fuck you, David.
Gonna pull out
Sure.
2.
Here you go. Show me a woman.
Yeah! I called it!
You watch too much television. Your refusal to comply is as good as an admission.
I admit to you being a fascist, and I don't take orders from fascists.
Yes.
What happened to trust being a two-way street?
Innit?
That was before you were suspended.
This is her being complicit, by the way.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way, we lost our trust.
No, you stopped trusting
This
me.
is not the way
No.
to get it back. Not at all.
Okay.
That's it? She's basically admitted her guilt, and you're letting her off the hook?
I am not letting her off the hook. I am trying to find a way for us to move on. We need a new beginning. A new chapter. One that will involve the three of us together.
What does that mean?
We both agree that the best thing for everyone at this stage is for me to move in.
No fucking
This was
way.
very
Chloe, after
fast.
everything that's happened, I'm at a loss. I need help.
Exactly. We need a firmer hand steering this ship.
Talk to
That's
me,
so
Chloe.
gendered.
Tell me
Yeah,
what you're feeling.
yeah, absolutely.
He's like, my firm masculine hand.
Yeah, to whip you two women into shape. I don't really want to internalize the blame here.
No.
You're trying. I get it. I swear, I do. And I've been making it harder for you. But this is not the answer.
It's the only answer I have, Chloe.
I hope the remaster makes
In a million years,
Joyce
I never
look
thought you'd choose David
less
over
janky.
me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I took that for granted.
I'm not choosing anyone over anyone else. It's about the three of us having a home together.
It'll be better than you think, Chloe. Once everything's running smoothly, you'll see what a stable home can be like.
I'm fairly certain she had a stable home before her dad died. Makes it sound like she never had a father figure or that he'd left.
Yeah,
He
well,
fucking died.
Well, remember what David said in the last episode, where he was being like, "You had enough of a vacation from having a father figure," and you were saying that maybe David was part of the reason why Joyce was hiding all of the pictures of William.
Yeah.
There is no home. Not if he's there.
Chloe.
Let her go. She'll come home as soon as her tantrum is over.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. If you aren't already, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to know when we upload next.
On screen, you can find this whole playlist for this Let's Play, and you can find a link to our latest video essay. If you like what you see, consider supporting us on Patreon. The link to our Patreon is in the description of every video.
Thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, take care.